everyone, today I'm back for another Minecraft statue tutorial. Happy New Year's to all of you. This is going to be my New Year's special, I guess you could call it. This has been a tutorial I've been looking forward to making for a while now. But yeah, and also happy late Merry Christmas to all of you. I didn't really address that when I posted a video right after Christmas. So yeah, happy late Christmas to all of you. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this started. So the materials you're going to be needing, you only need 5. You're going to need packed mud, dripstone block, quartz stairs, mud, and ochre frog light. Now I'm going to be saying just straight up mud a lot throughout this tutorial just to shorten time. When I say mud, I'm not meaning the darker mud, I'm meaning the packed mud. We will only be using the darker mud when we get to the head, so I will address that once we get there. But as of right now, until we get there, when I say mud, just know that it's packed mud. So this tutorial is going to be a little bit different, just because I'm going to build Clayface a little bit different than how I normally build. So just because there's so many 3D details on them. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this started. So we're going to start off with a row of 8 with the mud. We're then going to do 2 more rows of that on top. We are then going to bring this back by 3. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and fill that up by 2 again. We're just going to go ahead and make the 3D details on the feet just to get it over with. So you should have something like this. So let's do the front first. So right here in the very front, we're going to place an entire row of mud just extending outward. Right here, we're going to place 1, 2, 3, and then one block in the middle right here. And then going to skip a block, place 3 right here. Right here, we're going to place another arrow kind of looking thing facing upward. And then right here, we're going to place 1, 2 right here. Get out your dripstone and place a 2x2 square right there. So let's go ahead and move on to the right side first. For the right side, go ahead and we're just going to place 1, 2, 3, 4 going outward. We're then going to place 1 right here, just kind of connecting that corner. And then we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going backward like this. We're going to place 1 block here. And then behind this, we're going to place another one and then go on top of that by 2. 1, 2. We're then going to place 1, 2, 3 right here with an additional one right here. So you should have something that looks like this. Moving on to the back, we're going to go ahead and just place an entire row just extending backward or in front of it. We are then going to place 1, 2 right here, and then we're going to bring 1, 2, 3 right here. We're in this middle block here, we're going to place another one and connect that back. And there's that. We're then going to place a mud block here and just go ahead and drag that all the way to the end. We are then going to place 1 mud here, skip a block, 1 mud here. Down here we're going to place 2, skip a block, 2. And then as the back. We are then going to move on to the left side, right here. So we're going to go ahead and just first bring that out. We're then going to connect this to that, just so they connect together, and then we're going to do 1, 2, 3 on the very far end here. We're then going to bring this one up, and then we're going to fill in this area right here, and then do that once more. And we're going to place 1 final one in the middle right here. And then go ahead and place 2 blocks coming up right here. And that is the 3D details for the bottom of the feet. So you should have something that looks like this. Just kind of like this blob. Which that really is what Clayface is. But so Let's go ahead and move on to the legs. So coming back to the front of the legs, we're going to do 2 more rows of just mud. 1, 2. We are then going to do 1 mud, 2 dripstone, 2 mud, 2 dripstone, 1 mud. Do that one more time. And go ahead and bring those dripstones forward. We're then going to place 1 mud, 2 dripstone, 2 mud, 2 dripstone, 1 mud. Next row, 3 dripstone, 2 mud, 3 dripstone. Next row, 2 dripstone, 4 mud, 2 dripstone. Next row, 1 dripstone, 6 mud, 1 dripstone. And then for the final row, we're going to do an entire row of mud. You should have something that looks like this. Now for the torso, we're going to do 3 mud, 2 dripstone, 3 mud. Next row, 1 mud, 3 dripstone, 4 mud. Next row, 2 dripstone, 3 mud, 3 dripstone. For the next row, there we go. 3 mud, 3 dripstone, 2 mud. Next row, 1 mud, 3 dripstone, 4 mud. The next row, 2 dripstone, 1, 2, 3, 4 mud, 2 dripstone. And then 1 dripstone, 4 mud, 2 dripstone, 1 mud. So once you have that, that's basically all the detail here. You can go ahead and just fill in the rest of the statue with just mud because we're going to cover it up. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 rows of mud, so it matches up there. And go ahead and just fill in this entire area in, just straight mud. So you should have something that looks like this. So let's go ahead and do the 3D details here. Just get it over with. So come to this dripstone here, and we're going to go 1 block above it with our mud, and we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4 going left. We are then going to come back to that first block we placed and make an upright diagonal, and we're going to place a mud here. Go ahead and just bring that all the way up. We're then going to do another row on top of the first one we made and place a dripstone on the very end here. The next row, we're going to do the exact same thing, except no dripstone this time, but we're going to go out an additional row. Same thing with the next one, and the next. So you should have something that looks like this. So, for the next row, or actually what we're going to do here, so on the second to last row here, we're going to go 2 in, so 1, 2, and place a mud here. Then you're going to go right by that by 3, 1, 2, 3, and then on this block here, place 1 here. This first block we placed, we're going to place a dripstone on top of that, and to the left another one. And then we're going to place a mud next to that. We're then going to just fill in the rest of the row with mud here. And we're going to place 2 mud extending outward right here. And that is what we're going to do on the torso so far. The torso kind of blends in really well with the head, but we will get to that once we get to the head. But now, let's get on to the arms. So the arms are going to be level. Well, one of them. This arm is going to be level with this right here. Kind of this first start of the. I don't really know, but we're only going to be doing one normal arm. We're not gonna. You'll see what I mean when I do that arm. That arm. My bad. So we're gonna do 2 dripstone, 2 packed mud right here. This is what you should have. Actually, that's a dripstone on the end there. My bad. So 2 dripstone, 1 mud, 1 dripstone. Then we're going to do 2 rows of mud. Then we're going to do 1 mud, 1 dripstone, 2 mud. Then we're going to do an entire row of mud. Then we're going to do 3 mud, 1 dripstone. Next row, 2 mud, 2 dripstone, 2 mud. My apologies. Next row, 1 mud, 1 dripstone, 2 mud. Next row, 1 mud, 2 dripstone, 1 mud. Next row, 1 mud, 2 dripstone, actually 3 dripstone. And then we're going to bring out this kind of 2x2 area in the middle. We're going to bring that outward. The next row, 3 mud, 1 dripstone. And then the final row, just entirely mud. So for this row, what we're going to do is we're going to place a mud on top of this here. And then we're going to place 3 right here. And then we're going to place 4 right here, extending upward. This is going to go over by 1. So you should have something like this. And we will do this arm in a little bit, just because of it's a little bit more complicated. So, but let's go ahead and do the sides of the legs. So the sides of the legs are pretty simple. You can pretty much fill almost this entire thing in with mud. We'll add a few areas of dripstone in. So get out your dripstone and knock out this block and place a dripstone. Knock out the very corner block and place a dripstone. And then we're going to knock out this, oh, not that. Knock out this block right here and place a dripstone there. Regarding the other side, it's similar in a way, but not really at the same time. So what we're going to do here, let's just go ahead and fill in the entire side again. So right here, knock out this top block again, place a dripstone there. And then we're going to come down here and we're going to come to this block and go up by 2. 1, 2. Knock out this block and the one above it and place 2 dripstone right here. And also, another thing we're going to do, get out your mud and just fill in this entire side of the statue. This will just make our lives a little easier when we do the other arm, which you'll understand why in a little bit. Let's go ahead and do this side of this arm. So for this arm, we can go ahead and just fill it in with mud again, and we will add all the details. So go ahead and fill the sides in. So coming down here to the bottom, we're going to do a 2x2 square of just dripstone right here. Come to this block right here, and we're going to go up 2 rows. 1, 2. Go to the very end and knock this block out. Place a dripstone there as well. We're then going to knock this block out and put an additional dripstone going backwards. And if you want at this point, you can actually extend this backwards as well. And right up here, we're going to place a dripstone here. Go ahead and bring that back as well. And place 2 mud underneath that. So like this. So, now that we've done that, Let's go ahead and do this back of the arm here. So the back of this arm is pretty simple. We're just going to fill it in with mud because a lot of it's going to be covered anyways. So like so. So then what we're going to do is we're going to bring this all the way over. So like so. And we're also going to bring this dripstone back to kind of make this kind of curve. And so we're going to skip this block here and we're going to place a mud here and here. We're going to bring this down an additional layer. Then on this very last block, we're going to place 1, 2 coming downward. And we're going to place 1 coming out of that. We're then going to do an additional 2 coming downward. 1, 2. And we're going to have 1, 2 coming out of that one, not just the 1. And then we're going to pretty much bring this all the way down to the second to last block here. On this one is the third to last block. And we're going to skip 2 blocks here, and you should have something that looks like this. I know this tutorial is very all over the place, but Clayface is not a very easy kind of statue to explain. So, trying to see what I can do here, but yeah. So, I guess we can go ahead and do the back, and then we'll do that arm. So, we're doing the back. First, let's just go ahead and fill in the back of the legs with just mud. Just make this a little easier on ourselves. All right. So on the side here, when we place these 2 dripstone blocks, stay on that same level. And then on the very back here, we're going to place a 2x2 area, but it's on the same exact level. And it's going to be 1 away from the edge. So something like this. And then up here, we're going to knock out these 2 middle blocks and do a 2x2 area here. So something like this. And then do bottom diagonals. And there we go. And that is, well, that's something that he has on the back. So also, this is going to be covered up, but I mean, if you want to, you can knock this block out and place a dripstone there as well. So regarding the back of the torso, we're going to go ahead and once again fill it in with just mud first, just to make this a little easier. There's a bunch of 3D details on the back, so hopefully this won't be very difficult. So for the first row, we're going to place a mud on the very ends like this. That's it. For the next row, we're going to place 2 on top, or we're going to place 1 on top of that with 1 going in, and we're going to place 1 mud right here. For the next row, we're going to place 2, and by the way, this is all 3D. So we will be doing a little bit of like touching up the actual mud, but this is pretty much all 3D. So we're going to do 2 dripstone, and then the rest is mud. The next row is entirely mud. And so are the next 2 rows. Like that. The next row, we're going to do 2 mud, 2 dripstone, 4 mud. The next row is 1 mud, 2 dripstone, 2 mud, 1 dripstone, 2 mud. The next row is 2 dripstone, 3 mud, 2 dripstone, 1 mud. The next row is 1 dripstone, 5 mud, 1 dripstone, 1 mud, and then the last, I guess, yeah, 3 rows are, yeah, we'll just leave it at 2 for now. These last rows are mud. So that's layer 1. Now we have another layer we have to put on, so let's go ahead and do that. So right above these dripstone blocks we place first, we're going to place a dripstone here, and then we're going to skip a block and place a mud here. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, place your dripstone here, 2 mud going out to the right. The row above it, we're going to place mud above everything except these last 2 mud blocks. The next row, we're going to skip this first block, and then we're going to place 2 mud, 1 dripstone, 2 mud, and then 1 dripstone over here. For the next row, we're going to place 2 mud, skip these 2 dripstones, 4 mud. The next row, we're going to place 1 mud here, skip all of this, and place 1 mud over here. We're then going to skip a couple rows and place 2 mud right here on this very top row of the dripstones. We're then going to do an upper left diagonal and place 2 dripstones here with an additional right here. We're then going to place 2 or 4 mud right here, and then 7 right here. And there we go. So that is the back. That is the back of Clayface. So now moving on to the hammer arm. That's what I've pretty much been holding off for in this entire time. So, to make the hammer arm, what we're going to do is, it's an easy way to explain this. Okay, I have an idea. So, come to this mud block right here, right above the dripstones we have here. And we're going to place 1, 2, 3, and 4 mud blocks coming outward. We are then going to bring that forward by 2. And then we are going to do 1, 2 rows on top of that. And go ahead and just fill in this entire area. So like that. And then go ahead and extend this backwards by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you should have this shape here. And go ahead and fill this in. You don't need to fill this whole area in because, I mean, you ain't going to see it. So, here's the basic hammer that he has here. And so then, we're going to come to the very 2 middle blocks. So it should be right here. Should have 3 on each side. I'm just going to bring this all the way up until it matches up here. So like this. And so now we will start kind of joining it to the torso. So we're going to come to this very top dripstone block here. And in the middle here, we're going to place 2 mud. And then on top of this, we're going to place a dripstone and a mud behind that. We are then, at the 3D detail, we're going to place a mud here. And we're just going to bring that all the way up. We are then going to skip a block and place a mud here and bring that all the way up. And then on the block that we skipped, we're going to place it above, so like so. Right here, we're going to extend this all the way up on the very end, and then we're going to bring it down by 2. So like so. So, now, I guess we can do Yeah, we can do the back real quick. So right here, we're going to place 2 dripstone, extending back right here. And then we're going to place a mud here, and then go ahead and extend that all the way up. Go ahead and fill in back here the mud, and right here as well. We're then going to skip a block and place a mud here. And go ahead and extend that all the way up. And then place a mud here and bring that all the way up. So that is what you should have on the back so far. Complicated, I'm aware. And then go ahead and knock this block out and place a dripstone here. So now what we're going to do, we're going to fill in this side. Trying to figure out an easy way to do this. Okay, so right next to this, we're going to place a row of 3 with a dripstone. So like this. It's kind of hard to do this because Vigilante's right here next to it, but we're going to place a row of 3 like this. And then we're going to place 1, 2 mud on top of this. Guess you can go ahead and extend that way too. And then you're going to place 1 mud underneath this. We're going to place a mud right here. And right here as well. We're then going to place a dripstone right here. And then on top of that, and then break this block and place 1 here as well. And then we're going to place 1 on top of that. So that's it for the dripstone there. You can fill this in with mud. And we're going to place, for an additional hair on the front of the arms, we're going to place 2 mud right here. We're going to place a dripstone here, and then 1 mud here. Skip this block. We're then going to place a row of 4 with the mud here. And then we're going to place another additional mud right there. We are then going to place a 2x2 block of dripstone right here. And then we're going to place 2 mud going backwards right here. Just like this. Then what we're going to do, I guess we can go ahead and put the 3D details on the back. We're going to bring this back by 1 as well. And we're just going to go ahead and connect this to right back here. And just bring that up by an additional 1. Go ahead and bring this block down right here. And you can go ahead and just fill in this top of the shoulder. So there's that. And if you want to, you can also fill in this top of the shoulder. And fill in this dripstone block here as well. And so there you have it. There is the torso, legs, arms, and all of that done with Clayface. So now let's go ahead and move on to the face. This is the fun part. So, alright, let's go ahead and get this started. So right here, what we're going to do is on top of these 2 blocks we placed here, we're going to place 2 court stairs or facing in towards each other. And then we're going to place an actual 2 mud blocks right behind there. We're then going to place 2 packed mud coming out from the outsides of the teeth right here. with quartz stairs facing inwards on top. So like so. We're then going to place a mud here. And like I said earlier, so I'm going to refer to mud still as just mud, and I'm going to refer to the actual mud as just actual mud, just just to clear things up here. So we're going to place a mud right here next to the teeth. We're going to bring this upward by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So something like that. And then you can go ahead and connect the second to top row together. So this leaves us room for the mouth. Let's go ahead and get that over with. So we're going to do quartz stairs lining the top of it. So you should have something that looks like this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come in here, and behind the stairs we're going to place 2 actual muds. Same thing up here. But right here we're going to place it here. And so leaving that 1 block gap, we are then going to fill in the back of the mouth. So you should, and we'll fill this in a minute, but you should have something that looks like this. So moving on to the eyes, going backwards by 1, we're going to place a mud in the very ends here. And you may have to place a temporary block. I'm just going to place some muds here. And place 2 ochre frog lights facing outward. And if you want to, you can actually face them facing sideways so they look more like that. We are then going to place 2 muds in the middle here. And then we are going to place another row just on top of this. We are then going to place one more row, and that is pretty much the front of Clayface's front facial structure done. So then what we're going to do is we're going to extend out the middle here by 1, and then the eyebrows as well, just kind of bringing that forward by 1. So you should have something that looks like this. Moving on to this right side first, what we're going to do over here is we're going to trying to think of an easy way to do this. So right here, this drip sunblock, we're going to bring this forward by 2 with the mud. 1, 2. And then behind this, we're going to place 4. And we're going to do that one more time, so just an additional row. And then right here, we're going to place 1, 2, 1, 2, so just here in the middle. And then behind this, you're pretty much just going to connect it to the front here. And then same here, just like at a diagonal, so 1 row back. And so then you're pretty much just going to surround this little shape we made here. So like so. And so on this, so pretty much you're just going to build it up linear to the shape we made. And so once you get to this row, you're going to leave off the ends, and we're going to connect that together. And then you're going to just do the top 2. So then you can go ahead and come behind here and just fill in this entire area with mud. Just like this. The other side is the exact same. So we're going to do 4 right here. Do that one more time. Then we're going to do a 2x2 area here. You're then going to bring this back by an additional block. Just going to fill this in until you are linear with that. Like so. And I guess for this, you could make that mud, since I guess it's going to be like that. I didn't realize that I didn't cover that up. So yeah, just make that mud, actual mud in there. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, connect this, that, go back another. And you should have something that looks like this. So exact same. Moving on to the back, we're going to place 2 mud right here. And then we're going to place 2 on top of that. And they are also going up by 2. We're going to place a mud on the very ends here and on this dripstone. And go ahead and bring that up an additional, just connecting it to the sides here. We're then going to extend this row up by 2. And then go ahead and bring out the ends by an additional 1. And then once you've done that, go ahead and fill in this area. So like this. And then we're going to do 1, 2 right here. So connecting it with the sides. And then we're going to go 1 in and do it like this. So that was very hard to explain, but you should have something that looks like this. And then you're going to place 2 right up here. And so then for the back, right down here, so we're going to go to the very place where we started on the back and go 1, 2. Place 2 mud right here. Then we're going to do 2 on top of that with 1 on each side. Do that one more time. We are then going to do 2 coming out, or 1 coming out of that. So you should have something that looks like this. And do that one more time. Then we're going to do 4 and then 2. So you should have this shape. And then in the middle here, we're going to knock out this kind of star shape and place 4 dripstone blocks in there. So something like this. So, moving on to the top of the head, this is the last part of the tutorial. So, what we're going to do here well, okay. So, what we're going to do here is we're going to join these, oh, not that block. We're going to join these corners together. So like this. And then we're going to do an additional row of mud up here. Like that. And then you're going to fill in this entire area with just mud up here as a 3D block. So like this. And then you're going to place 2 additional mud blocks up here and then bring them back by 2. 1, 2. And then, once you have done that, you will officially be done with Clayface. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know this was a very complicated tutorial. This guy was very interesting to design, just purely based on he's literally just a clay monster, so it's kind of hard to design something like that. But yeah, guys, yeah, this is him. Clayface tutorial. So yeah, I apologize once again if this was a little hard to follow. He is a very just complicated design, and but yeah, guys. So, but I thank you guys for watching, and yeah, as of right now, I don't know what tutorial will be next. I'm probably going to be making a lot more heroes. I've been making a ton of villains for the past couple weeks and month. So yeah, I'll probably be making a few more heroes here and there. So yeah, guys. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys all later. Bye bye.